Hi team, my name is Mr. Powell. I'm the historian and teacher at Knowable World. Welcome back to our Introduction to American History Anchor Fact series of printables and mini lists. Last time we talked about the day the United States was born, the 4th of July, 1776. We talked about the Declaration of Independence. If you haven't already, I would recommend watching that lesson first so you can learn the story in order. Because now we are moving on to the Constitution of 1787 and soon the Bill of Rights of 1789. Together with the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are considered the founding documents of the United States. They are a big part of the reason why the United States became the greatest country in the world we live in. But why did America need 3 founding documents? Why wasn't the Declaration of Independence enough? The answer is simple. The Declaration of Independence said there needed to be a new country dedicated to the individual's rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it did not actually create a government for that country. When the United States was created in 1776, it was 13 separate states. They were working together because they had to fight against the British Empire in order to become independent, but they were not really one country. They had a set of laws called the Articles of Confederation, but these were not enough to hold them together permanently. So once they won the War of Independence, the Founding Fathers gathered together again in order to decide what would be the best way for those 13 states not just to fight together, but live together. Their answer was the Constitution. In the opening line of the Constitution, it says, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." Now, you might not understand every part of that sentence, but the basic meaning is this. We need a constitution in order to live together in freedom. In this painting of the signing of the Constitution in Philadelphia, we see the Founding Fathers who were involved in this project, including some that were not present at the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The main character in this image is George Washington, who went on to become the first president. In our last mini lesson, I asked you why George Washington was not there when the Declaration of Independence was signed. Do you know the answer? Here's the clue. He was busy. George Washington was the commander-in-chief of the American forces in the War of Independence. He was organizing the American forces at the time in New York, which would be occupied by the British, and from which Washington would have to retreat across New Jersey, and only after, on Christmas morning, return across the Delaware, as you see here, to fight the mercenaries fighting for Britain called Hessians. Returning to the painting, I bet you can see one person who is here who is also in the previous image. Yes, that's Benjamin Franklin, the man on the $100 bill. Here are a couple other famous founding fathers for you to know about. First, James Madison. Thomas Jefferson was the main author of the Declaration of Independence, but James Madison was the main author of the Constitution. And here's another famous one, Alexander Hamilton. A modern musical about Hamilton makes him one of the most recognized founding fathers these days. In case you were wondering, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, who were both present at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, are not here because they were both serving as ambassadors at the time. John Adams was America's ambassador to Great Britain, and Thomas Jefferson was America's ambassador to France. Being a founding father meant doing many different kinds of things, and like Ben Franklin, some of the founding fathers never became presidents. But if you were there at the signing of the Declaration and or the creation of the Constitution, you sure get to be considered a founding father. Also, when the Constitution was finally created and Benjamin Franklin was leaving the meeting hall, a woman asked him what kind of country America would become. His answer is very important. A republic, if you can keep it. But what does that mean? Most Americans think of the United States as a democracy today. If you want to understand the difference, you'll have to learn history. And we'll cover the idea of a republic and a democracy in a special Anchor Fact series to come. So don't forget to subscribe to Knowable World and get to learn more important facts about history. In our next lesson, we will talk about the Bill of Rights. See you then.